Black Sabbath reunion dilemma, Gojira's thunder stolen at the Grammys, and Candlemass finally confirming a new studio album. Metal is live and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Golden medal at the Grammys. Alright guys, it's the beginning of February and that means at the time of the news, all of us metalheads definitely do not care about at all, yet gladly discuss and crap on every year. Yes, it's time to talk about the Grammys winners. What's up everybody? And so this week we found out that the winners for the 2025 Best Metal Performance Award were nobody else but the French metal titans Gojira, with their skull-crushing performance of the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympic Games and the groundbreaking track Mea Culpa a Sa Ira.
You're not speaking French!
While receiving the award, Joey Duplantier gave a wonderful speech about supporting local artists and the development of metal all across the world, which once again showcased that this Olympic performance was much more than just about Gojira. It was monumental and groundbreaking for metal all across the world. And of course, in order to congratulate Gojira, they walked up on stage with a soundtrack of no other song but Metallica's Enter Sandman. Just to remind everyone that it looks like Metallica is literally the only band the Grammy judges know slightly more about than just a couple of paragraphs from a Wikipedia page.
You don't know Kung Fu!
And here's the thing, a couple of months ago when doing a special video on the nominees, I specifically said that I really hope that either Gojira or Judas Priest would take this award home, as in my opinion those two and maybe Knocked Loose are the only ones out of the nominees that actually deserve it. And today I just want to point out that well, I think everyone knows how much of a Judas Priest fan I am, but I am actually really happy that Gojira won this year. Bit in Metallica, who just as a reminder have not released any new albums in the past year, and even Spiritbox with their Cellar Door, a song which, once again, was not released within the last year. As the thing is that, in my opinion, Gojira's performance at the Olympics was much more than just about Gojira. This was actually one of those monumental performances in the history of metal, which will have a long-lasting effect on the development of our genre. Effect which we cannot really fully grasp and comprehend yet. Yet it is such groundbreaking events which in reality inspire thousands of young boys and girls to pick up instruments and start bands of their own, ensuring that our favorite genre will live no matter what. In addition to everything, I think it is simply great that for once the Best Metal Performance Award has actually gone to a relevant metal band. So yes, on behalf of all the metal pilgrims, congrats to Gojira. You guys definitely deserve this.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this.
I am Poppy. But the coolest episode on this year's Grammys happened not with Gojira, and not even with Judas Priest, who gave a lot of interviews there, but with the Spiritbox vocalist Courtney LaPlante, who's been caught by the journalist before the ceremony for a very special interview. The journalist who thought that she was Poppy, and after being slightly confused and thrown off by it, instead of correcting them, Courtney simply decided to play along and answered all the questions as if she was Poppy.
We're here with rock royalty, Poppy. No, you are. I mean, you got nominated against Judas Priest, who I just talked to.
No, seriously, this is awesome.
I have to
Metallica?
say, yep, I am Poppy, and I am really happy to be here, nominated with Knocked Loose. I really hope we win.
For a couple of minutes, Courtney spoke about how she really hopes that Poppy and Knocked Loose will take this year's Grammys home, and how this would make Poppy the first metal artist to win the Best Metal Performance at the Grammy Awards, with the journalists asking her why does she think more female artists are not being nominated for this award. This is why! Because you can't even distinguish between two women in metal!
They're the same picture.
But no, this interview became a huge meme in the metal community, with Spotify playing Lon and placing Courtney LaPlante at the cover of their Kick-Ass Metal playlist with the caption Poppy on top of today's best metal playlist. And Poppy herself releasing a very special line of merch, which tells you exactly who is Poppy and who isn't. No, seriously. I never was a fan of Spiritbox, but this is freaking incredible! Guys, here, real quick, just wanted to say that these and many other news were actually discussed in our Discord server, and I'm also posting quite a lot of content on Instagram and Facebook, so if you use any of those social media platforms, definitely join our communities there as well. But also wanted to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos here are actually subscribed to this channel. So if you still haven't done so, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching on the Metal Pilgrim YouTube channel, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Parasomnia is here! One of the most anticipated albums of 2025, and possibly not only in metal but in music overall, Dream Theater's Parasomnia is finally out! And of course, just as expected, it has already climbed to #1 spot in iTunes chart and has taken #1 spots in pretty much all of the bestseller charts there are. And yesterday I released a long-ass detailed review of Parasomnia on this channel, so check it out, but I recommend to do it only after listening to the album in its entirety first, because this is definitely one of those records which is best enjoyable when you listen to it without any prejudice, whether pro or against it. But the coolest thing about the fans' reaction to it is to see exactly what we spoke with Mike Portnoy in our recent interview about, that this is not the album of singles. It is one of those records where each song is best enjoyable when you listen to it among the other tracks on the album, from the very beginning until the very end. And it's pretty fun to see the Dream Theater fans who did not like the singles released by the band prior to this album now praising it, and praising those same singles. Although, of course, just as expected, this is the record which is simply bound to be either hated or absolutely praised by all of the Dream Theater fans. So I truly recommend, if you still haven't done so, listen to it. At least so that you have your personal opinion about one of the most hyped up albums of 2025. And here, real quick, and I know that I don't do that often, but I want to thank all my patrons and all the sponsors on YouTube for keeping this channel alive, because the truth is that it is thanks to you and thanks to everyone who's purchasing Metal Pilgrim merch and rocking it out at the metal shows that he attend, that this channel is able to exist. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, each and every one of you. 10 new King Diamond songs. Speculations and news about a new King Diamond album is something that happens in the rock and metal community roughly around every half a year or so. And the last spike of such conversations happened about a couple of months ago, after King Diamond incorporated a couple of new tracks into their setlist, and after which they finally released a new track, Spider Lily. But this time around, it looks like these conversations will actually lead to something, as this week, King Diamond himself confirmed that he's almost done working on 10 brand new King Diamond songs, and even mentioned their titles, spoke about their composition, and what the reaction of label representatives were when they heard them, promising that the new album will be very heavy and very, very spooky. And overall reassuring us that the work on these new songs is almost done with the vocal lines and everything, and the only thing that he kinda has to finalize at this moment is the lyrics themselves. So yeah, it looks like the new Candlemass album is actually happening, and they hope to finalize the new song by the start of their European leg of the tour. And here, although I never really was a huge Candlemass fan, I simply have to say that, hey guys, come on, please just get yourself together and finish working on it already. As it has been 18 years since the last Candlemass album.
Just do it! Do it!
And today, when our lives are actually literally full of horror, it would be kinda cool to hear more new high-pitched vocal songs about demon possessions. Black Sabbath Reunion Dilemma.
No more war pigs have the power.
Unless you lived under the rock for the last couple of days, you already know that the Black Sabbath reunion is happening. And it's happening very, very soon, this July 5th. And not just anywhere, but at the Villa Park Stadium in their native Birmingham. And of course, after finding out about this news and freaking out about it for a couple of hours straight, most Black Sabbath fans started thinking about how the flip it will be possible to get the tickets to this show. But a couple of days ago, we realized that it might be even trickier than we thought at first. Well, first of all, just a couple of minutes after the announcement, the hotel prices in Birmingham, all over Birmingham, simply skyrocketed, with some of them becoming 5 times the normal price, and most of them are actually already sold out. So if you're one of those who wanted to get a hotel in Birmingham, just in case if you'll be able to get the ticket on the 14th, well, most likely you won't be able to do it, unless you're willing to pay a couple of $1,000 night. And secondly, well, in addition to everything, it looks like not many tickets will actually be left until the 14th, as there will be not 1 or 2, but 3 pre-sales going on. And given the fact that hype around this concert is, well, understandably simply enormous, I think that most of the tickets will actually be sold out by the time the general sale even begins. So yeah, even though most will of course try to get the tickets to the show, still many of us simply hope that there will be a pay-per-view version of it. Because I don't know about you, but I would love to watch this show, even if I only get to do it on my TV. And by the way, talking about the show itself, of course, one of the biggest fans' concerns is the state of Ozzy Osbourne's health. And so after the announcement, both Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne himself did confirm that, just as we expected, unfortunately, no, Ozzy Osbourne is not able to properly walk. And therefore, of course, he won't be running around that stage on that final show. And most likely, we will get to see him sitting on a throne of some sort, just like he did it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony a couple of months ago. And yet, nevertheless, I still think that it's a blessing that we will get to witness the legendary 4 original members of Black Sabbath reuniting on stage once again. And I know that there's a lot of hate going around this charitable concert with people saying that it's just a money grab and, you know, that they will be boycotting it or something like this. I personally think guys, you don't like it? Don't watch it. No one is forcing you to do that. But there are still thousands, if not millions of those who are actually really and really excited about it. And the truth is that I am actually one of those. But anyways, what do you guys personally think about this Black Sabbath reunion? And will it happen in your opinion, or you're one of those who doesn't believe that it will? Please let us know in the comments. I'm really curious to find out. And especially whether you are going to be one of those who will be trying to get the tickets to attend that event. And here, as always, let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which did not get their own segments in this video. And here I simply have to point out that this week was simply incredible for metal, and choosing just 5 was a really hard task. But anyway, let's try. Swedish metal titans Arch Enemy released a new song titled Paper Tiger, the 4th single from their upcoming studio album Blood Dynasty, which will be out on March 28th via Century Media Records. And in my opinion, this track is a perfect combination of old school metal and a modern sound. Definitely worthy of your attention, like pretty much anything Arch Enemy do anyways. British band Benediction dropped a new video and a song, Engines of War, from their new album Ravage of Empires, out on April 4th. Engines of War is a rather straightforward and almost predictable old-school death metal, but this is exactly the beauty of it, as Benediction is definitely one of those bands who know how to do it right. Engines of War! Spiritbox released No Loss, No Love, the 3rd single from Tsunami Sea, their new album, out on March 7th. And here I guess there will be a good place for a joke about how it's great to see Poppy doing new music, but instead I just want to point out that although I've never really been a fan of Spiritbox, it's just not my kind of metal, but their work ethic makes me appreciate this band more and more as more time passes. A new solo album by the legendary Marko Hietala, titled Roses from the Deep, is finally out. And here's the thing, we spoke with Marko quite a lot about Roses from the Deep on our latest interview, which for some reason YouTube algorithms really did not like. So, first of all, definitely check out this album. And secondly, well, if you're a fan of Marko, definitely check out our interview as well after watching this Metal Digest.
Do you know that my heart still holds the rage?
German progressive metalers Obscura returned with A Sonication, a highly anticipated second part of the trilogy and the 3rd studio album by the band overall. And on A Sonication, Obscura once again find a way to surprise their fans, constantly changing their sound and showcasing how diverse this German metal band can be. And just a reminder that these and many other new tracks will be available in our new metal playlist, Metal 365. So if you still haven't added it to your Spotify or YouTube music library, definitely do that via a link in the description to this video. Candlemass Reunion. Huge news for all the fans of doom metal, as this week we found out that the Swedish doom metal legends Candlemass are actually set to reunite with their iconic vocalist Messiah Marko, and it will happen this year. So this one-off world-exclusive performance will happen at the Rock Hard Festival in Greece, which will take place on September 12th to 13th in Athens, and will mark the first time in 19 years that Messiah Marko will share the stage with his legendary band. And in all honesty, this is actually pretty huge news, as despite the whole fact that, well, I guess technically current Candlemass vocalist Johan Landqvist is in fact the band's original vocalist with whom Candlemass recorded their debut studio album. It is with Messiah Marko, and especially during his first tenure in the band from 1986 to 1991, that Candlemass were able to cement their status as one of the legends of doom metal. And his operatic vocal style and a very recognizable stage presence did actually have to do quite a lot with it. And that's why it's pretty obvious that not only the Candlemass fans, but doom metal fans overall are freaking out about this news. And despite the whole fact that the band once again reiterated that this will only happen once, still many fans are actually wondering whether this event could kick off yet another return of the legendary Messiah Marko into Candlemass. And you know what? I can't really blame them. Steven Tyler's live return. This week, Aerosmith singer Steven Tyler gave his first public performance since Aerosmith's retirement announcement several months ago, during his annual Jam for Jammy Grammys viewing party, and performed not 1 or 2, but 6 songs. Joining Steven on stage were Nuda Betancourt, Mick Fleetwood, Tom Hamilton, and a bunch of other rockers who of course did that all for a good cause of fundraising for those affected by the fires in California. And this performance was of course a rather big deal for all of the Aerosmith fans, as it was due to Steven Tyler's vocal injury that the Aerosmith Peace Out farewell tour was cut short in 2023, followed by the 2024 announcement of them ending their touring career. And given the whole fact that around half a year ago Tom Hamilton actually did say that they hope for Aerosmith to continue going on no matter what, and even though the band is not going to tour properly, they might be given special shows together with Steven Tyler or keeping the band alive in other ways possible. For many Aerosmith fans, this performance could give some hope of seeing their favorite band live up on stage once again. Although, if we're being very honest, at least to me, this performance just showed how much Steven, although of course it is great that he did this, struggled while doing something like this. So maybe, just maybe, Aerosmith live performances should be something that should remain in the past. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to like this video, comment under it, of course, spread the word about the channel, subscribe to it, and you know what to do. And as always, thank you so much for supporting me, this show, and Ukraine through this very difficult time for us. Next video on the show will be a very special surprise for all of the fans of Judas Priest. We will prevail. Slava Ukraini!